Good afternoon, everybody. We just finished WWDC 2026. It was a little bit of a weird one. The layout was not how they normally do it. Normally they kind of, they start off with all the announcements and all that kind of stuff, which they kind of did, and then they go through all the different, they go through the OSs one by one. They start like iPhone, iOS, iPadOS, macOS. I didn't even see a mention of tvOS or watchOS. They didn't mention any of those. There was no mention of tvOS. There was a brief mention of something on watchOS with a new icon grid or something like that. But they never specifically mentioned or went through any of the operating systems one by one. They kind of touched on what they did last year and improvements on what they were doing, improvements they were making for iOS 27. But they did this as a whole. And after that, they went on to Siri AI and Apple Intelligence and all that kind of stuff. Um, they didn't talk about really anything by itself. So the betas should be rolling out here shortly. Not too sure how long it will take to get them out to everybody. But we are waiting on that right now. So as soon as they start hitting devices, we will be installing them on all my devices here. I've got my iPad right here ready to go. I've got my iPhone 17 Pro Max here ready to go, and I've also got my MacBook Neo over here, as well as my iPhone Air, which we'll probably do last because that is the one my sim is on. So we'll probably start off with the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I don't know if it's going to get the new dedicated app. All the Apple Intelligence features, all the stuff announced with Apple Intelligence is still only supported on the devices that already had it. There were a few new things that they introduced with the models and all that kind of stuff. Some of that was limited um, to the iPhone Air and the iPhone 17 Pros, and then Max with M4 and above. Let me see if I can pull it up on the Apple website here in terms of, it may not be live just quite yet, but it looks like some of the stuff is. So we'll go ahead and take a quick look at this while we wait for the betas to start rolling out. So here we have all the stuff. So there is some stuff for watchOS and VisnoOS and stuff like that up here. It says all this is coming this fall with Siri AI coming in English later this year. I think we're getting that in the developer beta today. I believe that's what they said towards the end of the keynote. We may not have all the expanded, Gemini model-based stuff just quite yet, but hopefully we will be able to try at least some of this out because, well, I mean, that's basically a majority of the update. But I don't think all this is coming out today. So hopefully we get, at least some of it, like I said. No mention of anything satellite-wise in terms of any apps with satellites, so it doesn't look like we got any of that. Is that all? Oh, no, I was gonna say, is that all of it? We got the child safety stuff. There's more child safety stuff. Improvements, design refinement. We are getting a liquid glass slider, faster performance, smoother network transitions, which they don't think they really talked about that, but that's something that's in there. And then some more stuff. Failed messages automatically try resending. So some stuff there, and much more. AirPods custom EQ, Gym Kit, smarter home, enhanced flyover and maps, and it supports all the same iPhones. They did not drop any support, so the rumors were saying that we were going to lose support for the iPhone 11s and the iPhone SE second generation. We did not. macOS Golden Gate. I think some of those AI features are limited to M4 and up, so I don't know if they will all work here on my MacBook Neo. So we'll have to try some of those. Let me see what it says anywhere on here. Uh, it says Siri AI will be available in beta later this year and requires an Apple Intelligence enabled device set to a supported language available in English to start. Will not be initially available in the EU on iOS and iPadOS. So yeah, some of these are only available on iPhone 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max, iPhone Air, iPad models with M4 and later, and at least 12 gigabytes of unified memory, Mac models with M3 and later, and at least 12 gigabytes of unified memory, and Apple Vision Pro M5. Um, so yeah, we'll have to see what comes out because I don't know. I know they mentioned some of it was coming today in the initial beta, so we'll have to see. Like I said, what we get when we get it installed. Um, 30 minutes to release. I'm not too sure. There's really no set time. Um, we just have to wait and see when it starts popping up. So I'm following people on X. I'm checking on my devices myself, and we're just gonna have to wait. Somebody said the battery life on the iPhone Air with iOS 27 beta 1 is going to last 27 minutes. And just one thing, Gemini does not power Siri. These models are based on Gemini technology, and it's not Gemini. It's a relationship between the two. On the base iPhone 17, no, the ones I just listed off that needed an iPhone 17 Pro, Pro Max, or iPhone Air, those are not on the base. Um, those are not on the base iPhones because they don't have the A19 Pro chip, and I don't think they have enough RAM. So you need an A19 Pro chip device like the Air or the Pro series. So I will be checking for updates here on my iPhone Air. We just have the iOS 26 beta so far. What's not supported on the base? I'm not too sure exactly what's not supported on the base and what you have to have a specific device for and what's coming out later this year. We'll have to check the beta. Um, it has the A19 chip, yes, but it does not have the A9. The 17E does not have the A19 Pro chip. There's a difference there, and they have different amounts of memory. Um, but I think some of the stuff is separated to like Siri, like the new Siri, um, as far as like the voice goes, and then there's like Siri AI, which is something totally different. I think that is specific to some devices. So like I said, we'll have to see because they kind of only touched on that for a few seconds at the end of the event, so I'm not too sure. 15 Pro will get Apple Intelligence, but not the stuff that is limited to the 17 Pro and Pro Max in the iPhone Air. It's iPhone Air, 17 Pro, and 17 Pro Max. There's no, if it's 16, 15, it doesn't matter. Nothing below that. And this guy is just spamming with the same stuff, so he is going to get hidden. Yeah, the high end models are only reserved for 17 Pro, Air, and Max with I think it's M3 or M4 and up. Um, and then you do have to have a iCloud Plus subscription for some of them because some of them will have rate limiting as well. Let me pop open the Apple developer website. It's weird. It doesn't. I don't see anything about the. I don't see anything about it being down. Oh wait, tvOS 27, macOS 27, iPadOS 27. So it looks like it's showing up on here. We just have to wait for it to pop up on the over-the-air update. Let me turn the beta off. And then beta updates. Yeah, it's not showing up over the air yet, but it does show up here on the Apple developer portal. But again, if you want to use these, you do have to wipe your device. So we're gonna wait for a little bit here for it to show up as a download. Let me check my 17 Pro Max as well. We're still on 26 on that as well. Will everything work on the iPhone 16 Pro? No. Check Mac as well. It usually takes a little bit before we see it on over-the-air updates. I'm actually kind of surprised that we got it so quickly on the Apple portal. Normally that takes a while to come back up, but some of the intelligent stuff, some of the Siri AI stuff will not work on um, anything less than a Pro 17 or Air. I'm gonna restart my 17 Pro Max here and see if it pops up. Some people are saying they have it showing up on Mac. F15, Larry says he's seen it on his iPad mini. Let's see here if I can get it on my iPad. Have I ever considered Android? Look at the, okay, iPadOS 27 developer beta. We'll go ahead and check that right there. Let me get the, go ahead and we're gonna start, we'll start with the iPad, I guess, because it popped up first. So we've got that selected. Pretty small update for Dev Beta 1, 4.44 gigabytes. We'll go ahead and get the download started on here. Go ahead and get that started. I'm going to check on my iPhone Air. I'm probably going to leave that one for last, so I have something to compare to. But yes, we do have developer beta 27 or iOS 27 developer beta showing up on the Air as well. Coming in at 13.06 gigabytes on the iPhone Air. And I'm guessing because this is an A16 iPad, it's missing a lot of the intelligence and AI stuff. So that's probably the reason for a smaller update. And it did show up here on my iPhone 17 Pro Max. So we will get that installing here as well. I'm going to run these in dark mode and turn that overhead light off so we have less of a glare. This one comes in at 14.44 gigabytes on the 17 Pro Max. So we're going to hold off on the iPhone Air here for a minute, just so I have something on iOS 26 so we can kind of compare it to it. Yep, it should be rolling out for all the devices. So if you don't see it, back all the way back out of settings. Make sure you have toggle your beta updates. You have to change it to iOS 27 developer beta if it's still on off, or iOS 26, you're not going to see the update pop up. How to turn on the beta? You need to have a developer account. You don't have, you just need a free developer account. You don't have to have a paid one. And you have to go in here and make sure you're signed in under the beta updates with that same account to see the developer betas. If not, you'll only see the public betas if you're not signed in with that account. Lower the screen brightness. It's probably still going to reflect a little bit. Let me see if I can. If I turn the light all the way, it's not going to. It's going to leave that off. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe it might not have the new one. It might only be on certain devices, but I'll see. Like on my iPad doesn't have a dynamic island, so we can try it on there. Let me see if it popped up on my Mac yet. It is pink. What's pink? Is it pink? I don't know what you're asking about. What being pink? Still hasn't shown up on my Mac. Let me back out and go back in. There it is. All right, so we're also doing it on my MacBook Neo. If you're seeing up to date, make sure you change the beta. Make sure you don't have your beta turned off or on like a public release or 26. And it is oops. See what size it is on the Mac. It is about 20 gigabytes on the MacBook Neo, so we'll go ahead and get that downloading as well. They just updated the keyboard for iOS 26. Some apps are still using the old keyboard, so hopefully that gets changed. A lot of developers still need to update their stuff. Can you downgrade after updating? You can, but you have to wipe your device. If you're not seeing it on your Mac, close settings and then reopen settings to check for the new beta dropdown. Will AirDrop still be compatible with QuickShare on Android? It should be. That's something that they partnered with. That's not like something they're going to try to patch or anything like that. So, um, they're not going to you're not going to lose that from updating. It might not work in the beta initially, but it's not something they're going to be taking away. Actually surprised these dropped so quick. It wasn't even probably 20 minutes after the event ended and they were already popping up. Yeah, it's going to be a lot smaller on anything under like a 17 Pro, or anything that does not support the new intelligence updates or the new like AI updates and stuff like that. The quick share integration is something. I mean, they didn't partner with Google for it, but that's something that came out in an Android update. That it's sharing that technology so you can use it. It's not something that was like a a bug or something like that that was allowing it to happen that Apple's going to be looking to patch. iPhone 17 Pro Max, mine was like 14.4 gigabytes. Hmm. I mean, some of the updates will come to the EU, but you're gonna have to wait a little while for like the intelligence stuff, probably because of the EU laws and stuff like that. I don't know about the what the new series stuff we're gonna get in this beta, what it'll bring. Um, we'll have to see. We'll see when it updates. Should you download this on your main iPhone 15 Pro? Probably not. It's a beta one. If it's going to be your main device, I would wait a little while. Yeah, my iPhone 17 Pro is going a little slower. The beta is already downloaded on the iPad. Um, it's just preparing the update. This one is kind of going faster now, though. No, they said some of the stuff will be later this year in beta, and then they said that some of this, I think they said the new Siri was going to be available today for developers. So it might just have a longer beta period. It might be out today for developers. It may just not be releasing publicly when iOS 27 releases. It might still be in like a public beta kind of thing then. The new WatchOS, they didn't say anything about WatchOS. They didn't mention tvOS or WatchOS at all. Um, I'll pull up the Apple website again and go to the WatchOS tab here. There's this new so you can start like your conversations there. They talked about that. There's this new dynamic app grid. So I guess these probably change based on the apps you use the most. And then just like some workout stuff, but I mean really there's nothing, it just kind of has the same things that we are getting already from the AI and the same OS improvements and stuff like that. Smart stack suggestions, relevant information, all these were already announced as part of some other stuff. So it works with the Apple Watch Series 10, 11, Ultra 2, Ultra 3, and SE 3. Wow. They don't support too many watches. I figured it would have gone like the 9. I don't know when they drop support for that though. I mean we're on the 11 right now, so it only supports the current one and the last one. So yeah, we'll find out here shortly whether we get the new Siri or not. I don't really know based on what they said. Yeah, it's kind of weird they dropped the Ultra One. But I mean the Ultra One was out for like what 2 years, and then the Ultra Two came out. So the Ultra One is, I don't know, what, 3 or 4 years old at this point. No, I don't think they're gonna patch the quick share integration. That's like an actual Android feature. It's not like a hack or anything. But yeah, it's weird how they're supporting a 7-year old phone, but watches from like 4 years ago are already dropping off. But I mean, I guess the watches are a little bit cheaper. The hardware is not as capable with all these new features and stuff like that. It does kind of make sense that um, it does kind of make sense that some of them are going to be, dropping off rather quickly rather than like a phone. Do I think the watchOS compatibility is just for now? No. They've already publicly announced what watches it's compatible with. They're not going to expand it. That's never happened. Only compatible with watches that support on-device Siri. That might be part of it, being the fact that that's the biggest upgrade. You need to go sign up for a developer account if you don't already have a developer account. You just need a free one. Am I installing it on my main device? Technically, yes, but I have multiple main devices, so if something happens, I'm not stuck without a device. And I have the ability to. I have my devices backed up, and I have the know-how and ability to restore my devices if anything does happen. So I'm not going to just be left with a buggy device if it's so bad that it's not usable. If you're only seeing the iOS 26 beta program, are you seeing the public beta program or are you seeing the developer beta program? Because you need a developer account for the developer one to appear. What do you mean iOS 27 betas came? What will happen to 26.6? You can still continue if you don't update to the 27 beta. You can still continue with the 26 beta. Foot, I've answered your question a couple times, but you keep just commenting the same thing over and over again. So either pay attention or stop commenting. And the Mac is still downloading. So it's got like 6 minutes remaining. It's about 15 gigs away there. Hmm. Yeah, any iPhone that doesn't support the intelligent stuff is going to be a lot smaller. I don't know if we're going to get the new Siri AI in the beta build. We're waiting to see. We'll have to see what's in there when this update finishes installing. Yeah, I mean, I really hope we do get it because that's one of the main reasons I'm installing too. Because that's like the biggest part of the update is that. So if that's not here in beta one, that's going to kind of suck. But I don't know what we're going to get until we get there. I mean, they said something. There was, the developer beta comes out today. They said something would be included in the developer beta starting today in relation to either the AI or the series. So I'm not sure which one it was because they really kind of brushed over it pretty quick. Um, so I'm not too sure which one it was. So we're just gonna wait and see what's there when it finishes installing. Yeah, no more Intel Macs. Can I check on the Mac again? The Mac is it's already installing. I did pop up, so it's downloading and preparing and everything right now. Make sure you guys subscribe and everything. Subscribe, like this stream. It really helps out. And of course, I will have other videos. I'm probably going to do like an update stream tomorrow as well. I took today and tomorrow off for WWDC, so I'm going to do an update stream and make some update videos and stuff like that on like the first 24 hours with the betas and all that kind of stuff. I'm really waiting to see how it's going to perform battery wise on my iPhone Air. I just picked this up 3 weeks ago, so it is a new iPhone Air. So we'll be able to test like their claims of better battery life and better performance and stuff like that, and see if they really have optimized some of this stuff. Hey, Footlify, whatever your name is. I already explained this a couple times to your specific question. You need to make sure you have, if you're only seeing the public beta and not the dev beta, you need to go to developer.apple.com and you need to sign up for a free developer account. You have to have a free developer account, and then you need to make sure it is the same developer account that you're signed in with under the beta updates on your iPhone. Then you will see the beta updates. Thank you, Larry, for the super chat. Anybody else? So I've done this in the previous years. I get a lot of questions, a lot of repeat questions, and they scroll by really fast. I get a lot of people repeating the same thing. They want me to show this, they want me to show that, over and over again. So I'm going to try to show as much as I possibly can when this update finishes installing. I'm going to go over it all just, in order as best I can. And then I will answer questions and I will show things for request, but please do not keep commenting the same thing over and over and over again. Just because I don't acknowledge it when you comment it doesn't mean that I'm ignoring you. I'm trying to finish what I'm doing and then going through each request one by one. If you really want something shown, then do a super chat, because they highlight on the screen. You're obviously tipping me a little bit, so I can show that. I'll stop what I'm doing, whatever the case may be, to show you guys that stuff for super chats. I'm not trying to sound greedy or beg for money or anything like that, but it supports the channel and it makes it a little more fair for stuff like that when everybody's asking the same thing over and over again. This iPad right here, this is just the A16, the latest base iPad. The current model, just, nothing fancy. And it was done first, probably because it has the least amount of stuff to update. There's really no AI stuff or anything like that on it. It was the smallest out of the bunch. But the 17 Pro Max is almost done here. And the Mac, let's see where it's at. It is preparing, so it's done downloading, just preparing now. The advanced on-device models are limited to the Air 17 Pro, and then the M4s for the iPad, and the Mac with M3 and later. Yes, you are correct. Can I pin a comment? So, because this has been let's see, yes. I'm going to pin your comment because that is exactly what I was trying to explain. And I think that is what's coming later this year, is the models. I think in terms of the new Siri, I think we're getting that in this beta, but this thing is restarting right now, or about to restart. So we are about to see here what we get. I'm gonna turn that light back on, but turn it down a little bit. It's still just so dark. I can kind of let's see, scoot that over. I'm trying to scoot this out of the reflection. Camera sticking to the mat. It won't reflect when I hold it up, so don't worry about the reflection as it just sits on the table here. The iPad, the storage, the older ones with less storage. I don't know what you're asking about the less storage. I mean, the older ones have less storage than the newer ones by default, by like the base model, but it depends on what you get. It's stuttery. Well, there's a lot of stuff in the background. Remember, there's a lot of new search stuff, so there's probably going to be a lot of indexing going on. There's probably going to be a lot of indexing going on for those refinements and stuff. So I would give it more than 10 minutes before you judge on it being stuttery and stuff like that. All right, somebody said Siri with AI is in this beta, but with a wait list. Yeah, there was a wait list when Apple Intelligence came out, and it only lasted a few minutes, so we should be getting in pretty quickly here. Hopefully, it won't take too long. And remember, guys, if you haven't already, I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate if you guys drop me a subscription, and a like on this video. We're going to be taking uh, a lot of videos will be coming out in the next week on all this stuff, all this new AI, all the new Siri, all that kind of stuff. This just started up, so we're going to answer the question that everybody has been asking. We're gonna move this guy out of here for a second while it does its thing. But this just started up, so first things first. It started up pretty quick. There was no lag or anything really. Again, this is going to be the least of the devices getting any kind of updates because it is. Let me turn that back off. Because it is not an M series chip. It is just the A16. But let's do Siri real quick. How are you today? Okay, so that's just the regular one. Let's go into settings here. This seems to have changed a little bit over here. That's been redesigned a little bit. There's no like lines or anything like separating. Let me go to we'll compare iPhone to iPhone instead of iPad to iPhone in a second here, but let's go down here to Siri. So that I think is new. Talking, language, voice, responses. That's always been there. This iPad does not have Apple Intelligence whatsoever, though. It just has regular Siri. So it looks like if you don't have Apple Intelligence, um, you don't have any of the Siri stuff. So it looks like here, um, we don't have anything really new to take a look at. So not much changed on the iPad unless you have like something with an M series. So we're gonna put that to the side. There's really not much to show there. I think that's going to be pretty much the same for the iPhone. Unfortunately, if you don't have an iPhone with Apple Intelligence, you're really not going to be getting any of the new Siri stuff or anything like that. Can we see the new wallpaper? Is there a new wallpaper? Let's see. Oh yeah, the new iPadOS 27 wallpaper. It's just like I don't know, a little flowy background. I don't know why it's different over here, but looks like that might be a little bit of a bug that it's not changing over there. Kind of weird, but there's the new wallpapers, or the new wallpaper with the different colors. Control center is the same. But what I'm really excited to see is going to be the iPhone, the Pros here with that are going to get the most features. I don't have an older phone, but Siri, if it does not have Apple Intelligence, then Siri is the same. There's no change to Siri if it does not have Apple Intelligence. This is the 17 Pro Max, and it just started up, so we're gonna take a look here. I'm not gonna be looking at the questions for a second. Let me get this going. Enter my password here. So iOS 27. We'll hit continue. We'll agree to that. And it's gonna probably take a second here to do its thing. It's not lag. It doesn't seem laggy so far. I mean, it's doing whatever it's doing here for a second, but so we've got Image Playground Beta. Use your photos and common phrases as you type to create suggestion images in Gmoji. Okay. So we have a splash screen here talking about Gmoji. We have the liquid glass slider right here off the start. So you can make it, liquid glass, or you can make it very, very not liquid glass. And it has, I mean, you can put it anywhere. It doesn't have like notches or anything like that. And then when you get to the middle, it kind of vibrates. There's a haptic feedback, so you know when you're right in the happy medium. We'll get everything started up here, and then we'll take a look at that. Get started. So you can see there's one of the new notifications. That's what that looks like up on the top there. It looks a little bit different. The icons are sorry, no audio. I had it muted when I restarted. So yeah, there's some of the different liquid glass settings right there. But what I was saying before is there's a new section here called appearance, which is where the appearance for light mode and dark mode is, liquid glass, your display zoom and everything like that, your reduce motions in here. And then display and brightness only has your brightness, your night shift, and your auto lock settings, and you're always on display settings. So that's got a new section there. They've totally moved that. Audio should be back now. Sorry, I had it muted. It muted by itself when I had to restart OBS when it crashed a second ago. I noticed this does not say Apple Intelligence, so let's go in there. And we do have a try new Siri option right here, so that's what everybody has been looking for. So we have to join the wait list. Let me go ahead and get on that wait list. And we'll be notified when it is available. We still have the ChatGPT extension right here. Let's see if there's anything new, like in like battery. All that is the same. All that is the same. Looks like we have a new battery icon up here now as well. It does not seem to change. It's not dependent on whether you have the battery percentage on or not. That is not showing up on the camera very well, but it doesn't change whether or not you have the battery percentage on. Like on this one, if you turn off the battery percentage, you get an icon with like the little kind of ring around it. That is not it's all filled in now. Does it feel warm? Not really. I mean, it's warm as in like just installed an update warm, but it's not like it's not heating up anymore now that I'm using it. It's cooling down after the update install, so it feels pretty normal. You can see the bar on the top here, like they were mentioning in WWDC, where you can see through it, but you can still have it. You still have a defined kind of bar up there, and that's going to be the same on macOS. It's not. It's running pretty smooth. One thing I will mention is that again, my camera is only in 30 frames per second, so you're not seeing the ProMotion screen. So it will look slightly stuttery on video to you guys because the frame rate from my camera when I'm streaming is going to be lower than what the phone actually is. So keep that in mind. I'm not going to try Fortnite. I'm not going to install that just to try it on the beta. That's not really that important to me. So if we hit customize, we'll actually just add a new wallpaper here. So here's all the wallpapers. It does take a second to load. Not really anything to do with iOS 27 because it's been like that for basically since they introduced this. You've got all the different ones you can download right down here. And then here are all the iOS 27 ones just with the different colors. So you can do dynamic, oops, sorry. iOS 27, dynamic, color, and it looks like there's different, well, those are the same ones I just scrolled through. So that's the dark one. That's the light one right there. So those are the new wallpapers for 27. I can't show the new Siri yet because it's not, I'm on the wait list. So there's a wait list for, oops. There's a wait list for a new Siri, so I am on the wait list right now. Oh, the AirPods EQ, yeah, me. I did bring my AirPods just to show some new AirPods features. So let's see if they let's see if this shows up on the phone or if I have to update my AirPods or anything. Okay, so there's a new AirPods section. So we have volume right here, that's new, which is just the same as your regular volume control. We have a battery section for your charging notifications. So there's like a whole new AirPods settings section now. We have your live translation stuff, controls and gestures. So everything is nicely organized in here now. Audio and routing, let's see. Personalized volume, conversation awareness, adaptive audio. Enable charging case sounds, off listening mode. I don't see the EQ, so I think we have to update the AirPods for that. So I am going to turn on the AirPods beta updates. And we'll probably have to come back to that when they're updated. I don't know if it rolled out yet or not. I do have an Apple Watch, yes, but I will install that later because it's a little bit harder to show everything on camera. Yeah, the AirPods take a little bit to update, so I'll probably have to wait a little bit for that. I wish with all this they would have added like an update section to check for updates, but it does not. It does not appear to do that. Please do clean up in photos. I'll try that later. I don't really have like duplicate photos or anything like that I'll be able to test that with right now. And it looks like the AirPods just disconnected because they just that just closed. AirPods Max. See, this is like the old one right here. So the AirPods Max didn't get the whole, like dealio. It doesn't look like for whatever reason. Did the weather get an update? That's maps. Let's see. Slightly. There's now highlights at the top. This is got precipitation stuff all right there. So yeah, there's a little bit of an update in the weather app. It does feel like launching apps is a little bit faster though. Like they said, that'll take some time to speed up because it's got to index and do its whole update in the background and stuff like that. Calling messaging, I'm not too sure yet. I don't have this isn't the phone with my SIM in it. My iPhone Air is the one with the SIM, so I'm updating that one in a few minutes. I'm just waiting to see what is new on everything before I, have both devices on the beta because I want to be able to see what the differences are. I can't try Siri yet because I'm still on the wait list. There's a wait list for the new Siri. See, join wait list. So I can't yet. The Mac just finished updating, so it just restarted. So let me log in. Again, this is a MacBook Neo, so it doesn't have, it's not going to have all the new features yet. It's still got the liquid glass slider, all that kind of stuff, but it does not have all the new, it won't have all the new AI stuff because of the fact that it's not Apple Intelligence supported. Let's see. Yeah, so it does not have like that whole new search thing and everything they were talking about. It just has the regular Spotlight search still because it's not going to have all the intelligence stuff. Now I will probably try the beta on my Mac. There's just a couple things I have to make sure still work. Because yeah, the Neo gets 27, but it does not get the AI stuff. Because it doesn't have an M series chip. And it doesn't have enough RAM either. The Neo does not have Apple Intelligence. It just has regular basic Siri. The Neo does not have Apple Intelligence. Yes, but it does not have enough. It only has 8 gigs of memory. You need 12 for the Apple Intelligence stuff that they announced. Look, I'll show you. So you guys cannot argue. I will show you right here. If I open up settings on my MacBook or my Mac Studio, Apple Intelligence, and Siri. And then here is the settings on the Neo. It just has Siri. Just Siri. Does not have Apple Intelligence. Just regular Siri. So if I turn this on, it's just Siri. So it does have the new Siri, but it does not have all the same Apple Intelligence stuff that is coming out with the M4, M3 and above on Mac, M4 and above on the iPad. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the new stuff that's coming out. It does not have the new one. It has the Apple Intelligence stuff, but it does not have the new Siri. It has to have the 12 gigs of memory. It's just got the same one that it had before the update. It doesn't have anything. There's nothing new in this update for that. As far as the AI stuff, it has the new Siri. It's on the wait list, but it does not have the new stuff. For the Mac, it has to be somebody. It's in the pinned comment. Somebody already said this. iPad with M4 and later, and Mac with M3 and later. So you only get like you don't get the models and stuff like that. You just get the basic Siri AI. And this is still on the wait list, so we're still waiting on that. So I don't know when we're gonna get when we will get how long the wait list will take. I'm gonna browse through this real quick and just take a look at some of the stuff and that kind of stuff. And here, for everybody saying their device is laggy and stuff like that, it actually gives you a indexing in progress message. You can use your iPhone as you normally would. Indexing improves search and can take a while. Longer charging sessions help indexing go faster. So you might want to plug your device in for a little while after this update so it can finish indexing and that kind of stuff. That's going to improve the overall background speed and stuff like that they were talking about, as well as all the performance and stuff like that will help. It does seem to be running smoother though, so I will say it does appear to be smoother. Let's see. I'm going to see if we have any of the but things do appear to open faster. I'm just looking for anything new that wasn't talked about, that kind of stuff. Are there new ringtones? I think so. No, I think it's the same. I don't see any. I thought those were new, but those sound the same. All right, let's see what we can get into here. No Siri yet. Hello.
Hey, Colin. How can I help?
What are you doing?
I'm daydreaming about an alternative universe where I'm thinking about what it would be like to live in this universe.
When will new Siri come out?
Writers Guild of America Award for Television.
Oh, it's not. Okay, yep. Siri's still stupid. So, yep, we're gonna have to wait a little bit for that new Siri. Let me go back to my appearance here. Liquid glass. We're gonna put it on all the way clear. I do like the new battery icon. I didn't like when I had the it doesn't matter if you couldn't hear Siri, it's just the old one. I was just seeing if it was changed, but it's not. Everybody asking about Control Center. Control Center is the same, nothing new, and that is with the more clear liquid glass on. Let me go to the camera. Camera appears to be the same. Again, we don't have a lot of the AI stuff yet, so some of that's not in here. Let's see. Yes, the iPhone 11 is supported, but you're not going to get a lot of the you're not going to get a lot of the new AI stuff. Nothing new but liquid glass slider and wallpaper. That's not necessarily true. Put the camera to my device. Okay, there you go. Here, let's go back to the Apple website. Go to iOS. So we're waiting on this. We're on the wait list for that, which is going to be a lot of the features. I think we're still waiting on some of that. Siri mode and the camera. I don't think that is working yet. Yeah, I still have the regular visual intelligence. Yeah, so I still have the regular visual intelligence for right now. But there's a lot of stuff here like design liquid glass. Um, hmm. I don't think we're gonna get the AI stuff yet, but we'll see. It might be coming to beta today. We'll have to see once the waitlist is up. But there's a lot of stuff under the hood that people aren't that you can't see. Um, like the uh the enhancements under the hood that you can't see that are going to make things better, smoother, better battery life, all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. But we're just waiting for um we're waiting for that wait list right now, really. Do I have the dev beta downloaded? Yes, I have the dev beta downloaded. There's no waitlist for the beta itself. It's just for um it's just for the Siri. So yeah, we're still on joined waitlist. I'm gonna go ahead and while we wait for that, I will go ahead and install it on the iPhone Air. Because that's where all my stuff is, like my iMessage and everything like that. So I've already got the beta showing up on here. I just have to update now. So we're gonna update that one as well. And like I said, I might do my no, it doesn't show any ETA. It just says joined waitlist. It doesn't tell me anything. Um, I might do my Mac Studio because I'll get more of the Apple Intelligence features and stuff like that on there. But I need to make sure that some of my programs, being the fact that I have a couple that had notifications that they weren't going to be supported on the next version of macOS because of obviously we'll be lacking um, the Rosetta and stuff like that because there's no more Intel support. So I just need to make sure they're going to work on my Mac Studio before I go and put the beta on it. I guess let me see. I'm gonna try. Oh, there's a new battery icon in macOS too. I wish the clear icons had color to them, but they still don't. Let's see. Let's try to download this on my Mac and see if it works. Did it not download? I downloaded the wrong one. I'll see if it works. 3 unskippable. I have no control over the ads. Let's see if this software works. Okay, so yeah, that does work. So I might be able to put it on my um might be able to put it on here as well. I think that was really the only one that I was worried about. I don't remember getting a notification from any of the other ones that they weren't going to be supported. So, yeah, we might try it. Check the camera app. There's something new. I didn't really see what was new in the camera app. I didn't see anything different. There's going to be like the image search, but I don't think that is part of this update. I don't think it's in there yet. What is the iPhone on the left? It's the iPhone Air. Is there any way to dual boot the macOS beta? I think so, but I don't know exactly. I have not tried that before. Because it used to be able to do it at like boot camp, but I mean, I think you can still make like a hard drive partition and do it that way, and then you just have to like boot to that partition when you start it up. Possibly on the 15 Pro. I'm not too sure what features they're splitting between like the 17 Pro and like the newer devices, and what features they're taking away. Because they didn't really like there's like Siri, there's like the new Siri, then there's like Siri AI, and then there's like the advanced like models and stuff like that, and they didn't really do a good job of like saying what is the difference between all of them and where the split is. You partition the drive, and then when you download, I think you can when you download the installer, I'm pretty sure you can select what drive you install it on, and you just have to select that partition. I've just straight up run the betas. Or I mean, you might be able to do it. I don't know if you can install it on an external drive or not, but I haven't like partitioned a drive and like done all that kind of. I mean, I know how to partition a drive, but I haven't done it to like install another OS or anything like that in such a long time. I mean, that was like back in the day when you had like boot camp and stuff like that and could run Windows on a Mac as well. Ever since like Apple Silicon or everything's been kind of like, here it is, it's ready to go. You don't really have to mess with any of that kind of stuff anymore. I'm pretty sure there's probably some videos out there though. The beta you can download. You should be able to download the file from developer.apple.com, but I don't know if it downloads the image or if it just shows up as like the installer in like in the settings app. But try developer.apple.com. Let me. If you go up here to downloads and then macOS beta, I think you can download the restore image here. And I think that downloads it. That should download it as an image that you can install. Yeah, I don't know with Mac or with Apple Silicon how that exactly works. Because the restore, I don't know if it'll let you do a partition. It doesn't have like an actual installer that opens up like it used to. Are you off the wait list now? You actually have it? Oh, wait, no, you said, did you get the new Siri already? I'm still on the wait list. I just checked on my phone. It's still on the wait list. Probably not, because my regular iPad with the A16 does not have any option for that. I believe it has to be a device. It has to be a device for new Siri. It has to be a device that supports Apple Intelligence. Because my regular iPad does not have Apple Intelligence, and it just still has. There's no option to join the waitlist for regular Siri or for new Siri rather. Well, the Apple TV 4K first gen. Um, let me. They did not say anything about. Huh. You know, it's funny. I just went back to the Apple website, and there's not even a tvOS tab up here. It doesn't even iOS, iPadOS, macOS, watchOS, and visionOS. It does not even mention uh, tvOS. Hmm. No mention of tvOS at all. Yeah, it's gonna be. Let me turn on my Apple TV. This is an older. I don't know what generation this is, but this is one of the older. It's not like a first gen. I don't think. Maybe it is. I don't. It's an old one. I know that. Let's see. System software updates. I'm not even seeing the. Is there even a? I think you need the beta update for the AirPods to change the EQ because I could not find that either. I enrolled my AirPods in the beta thing. I'm just waiting on them to update. But you know how the AirPods beta updates are. It kind of just does it when it wants to do it. Does the UK? I don't think the UK is getting a lot of those features right off the bat. It was at the bottom of the Apple website that a lot of the stuff in the UK was limited. All right, I just restarted my Apple TV. Okay, tvOS developer beta. So there's a beta. Update was not successful. Well, you didn't try. Update software. I don't want to update to 26.6. Do I have to? Says it couldn't be downloaded at this time. Okay. Off. On. Get beta updates. Update now. It tries to verify and then it says it couldn't be downloaded at this time. So we have that on. Let's restart it again. Did my Siri load? I saw a notification. No. That was eBay. Siri is still on the joined waitlist. Shut up. I might turn that off. I hate friggin' it just answering when I'm not trying to talk to it or trying to talk about it. All right, so we have tvOS 27 developer beta on, and now when I try to check for an update, it says 26.5. Your Apple TV is up to date for tvOS 27 developer beta. Clearly not. Off, on, get beta updates. It's literally telling me. It's telling me it's running 26.5, but telling me that it's up to date for the tvOS 27 developer beta, and then it was checked on June 8th at 3:44. I don't know. My HomePod broke, so I don't have a HomePod right now. It kept like crashing and like restarting itself. There is there is a tvOS beta that was released today. So it says compatible with Apple TV HD or later. So for somebody who was asking about the Apple TV 4K first gen, yeah, it should be compatible. They dropped way too many devices with the WatchOS. Yeah. It does not seem that the liquid glass slider affects the control panel or the control center. Because I have mine on like full glass and it's still just like very tinted. So it does not appear that it affects the control center. And I don't know if that's for like visibility or why they did that, but that's kind of weird. I'm just waiting on the Siri at this point because there's really not like I mean yeah they refined some stuff but there's really not too much to show off. Um, I don't think the home. I mean, I don't know if it might get like the conversation stuff, but I think hopefully they're gonna release some new like home pods and stuff like that here soon. And then as far as like WatchOS, I think that is they dropped so much support for that because of the new Siri and stuff like that. You need the on-device Siri for that to work. And since that was like the biggest part of the update, there's really nothing to there's really nothing else to update if they didn't include that, so they had to drop a bunch of the devices. 11 Pro Max, I don't think so. I think that's part of the new on-device models with the new AI. Is this the new wallpaper? No. This is just my backdrops wallpaper from the backdrops app. I'm still trying to get my Apple TV to even realize that there's an update. I'm waiting on my iPhone Air to download. It's almost done. It seems a little bit faster. I mean, it seems like things like load quicker. Okay, apparently it doesn't even want to find the update on the Apple TV. So yeah, I mean, it appears like things launch faster. Not like I wouldn't say like smoother, but there's just like less background load. Because things are supposed to kind of be prepared to launch in the background. iPad what? Yeah, I don't think there's really any changes on the Apple TV, and there really hasn't been in a while. I mean, I feel like Apple needs to do something with the Apple TV. I'm using the iPhone Air and the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Yeah, no, this is not the new wallpaper. That's just my the regular wallpaper I've always been using. All right, iPhone Air is done and it is restarting. The fan of fans just keeps commenting iPad, and some other guy just keeps commenting iPad, so I'm about to block them. Can I answer you, please? I don't know what you asked. He said it was strange that they dropped the watch, but not the Ultra 2, and they have the same S9 chip. That wasn't a question. That was a statement. I'm not sure because I don't know if you'll. Wait a minute. Let me check something here. Oh well, yeah. I was gonna say there's no. I don't have the new Siri. I don't have the app, the Siri app, but I bet that'll show up when I bet that'll show up when I get in after the wait list. Yes, Ulysses Barbecue. I just acknowledged your comment already. It is strange, but I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a reason they did it, but I don't know why. The Mac got under hood improvements. I mean, probably because they don't have to support Intel anymore. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be a bit faster. There's some new search, some new AI stuff, all that kind of stuff. And this really messed up the white balance. There we go. Yeah, I'm still on the wait list. I haven't gotten in yet. I'm gonna check X and see if anybody's posting about getting in. So this is what Apple was saying about the what did I do? Most powerful on-device model works with the iPhone Air, iPhone 17 Pro, iPad with M4 and later with 12 gigs or more in memory, and Mac with M3 or later with 12 gigs of more or more in memory. So the AI stuff might be supported on older devices, but um, you're not going to get the most powerful on-device models. It does say so from Mac Rumors Live, Apple Intelligence features are available on iPhone 15 Pro and later, but the most powerful on device model is limited to newer iPhones, iPads, and Macs, which are the ones I just listed. Developers are getting access to Siri AI today, but it's not going to be available in the EU initially. So we should be able to get to try out this new Siri stuff today. So we're just gonna have to keep waiting. Oh, it started up. Still on the wait list. All right, iPhone Air. Let's see how quickly we can kill the battery on this thing. Update complete. Agree. You can see the screen kind of dimming down because it's hot. Because this doesn't have the cooling capacity that the pros do. I think the new series should be working on anything with Apple Intelligence. I don't know if the UI is going to be limited to Apple Intelligence devices or not, but we'll have to see. We want all the glass. All right, so first thing we're going to do is go into settings here. Okay, so it looks like the waitlist is across your devices because it's already on joined waitlist. I didn't have to do anything on the iPhone Air. I haven't started updating my Apple Watch yet, if that's what you're asking. Yep, there's a wait list, so I can't try any of the new series stuff right now because it's just the old one. The 17E will get the new Siri. It's just not going to have the advanced intelligence models. I have no clue how long the wait list takes. I've been on the wait list on this one for like an hour now, so I think it's account based. It's not device based. So my iPhone, um, my iPhone Air was already on the wait list. And for those of you wondering about the iPhone Air, how it's doing, the screen has dimmed down significantly. It is kind of warm. Um, this doesn't have the heat dissipation and the vapor chamber and stuff like the Max does. So if you have an iPhone Air, you're probably going to want to get yourself, something like a MagSafe battery or some kind of external power source because it's probably not going to have the best battery life for the first few betas. There's probably a lot of stuff to be downloaded for the new series. That's probably why there's a wait list, just so the servers aren't overloaded. The 17 Pro Max is not warm at all anymore. It's basically cool to the touch now. But the iPhone Air is quite toasty after the update. But really, I mean, the logic board for the Air is basically right here. There's not a vapor chamber or anything like that, like on the Pro. So this one dimming down its screen and stuff like that. That's not. I mean, that's not even a beta thing. It does that with a regular update, or if I go outside in the summer. So you can't even can't hate that for that. I will say these dark mode icons look a lot darker on here than they used to. So I think we do have some new like icon theming going on. And even though it just booted up and it's doing things in the background, it's still performing. Um, it's still performing pretty well. I'm just updating my apps and stuff like that. Nothing to do with the beta necessarily, but it's still performing very well. I haven't gotten like the indexing notification on this one yet though. I might actually need to put my 13 in the freezer and still keep burning my hand while it's updating. I messaged somebody on my Air and it works fine. I mean, I have self service. Everything's working in that regard. There's nothing wrong with the calling or texting or data or anything like that on it. So as far as that, there's no issues. At this point, I'm literally just waiting for like the Siri waitlist because that's gonna bring like all the features to the phone when that's done. Still waiting on the waitlist. Yeah, the shortcut thing. I mean, I don't know if that's part of like the. Let's see, shortcuts. That'll take a minute to open. Oh yeah, so it is in here. Preparing preparing support for describe a shortcut. So it looks like there's a download process for that too. Let me try it on my Macs because it's been on here a little longer. Yeah, so I can do it on the 17 Pro Max. Let's see. Let me think of one. Um, I don't even know. Like, I need to think of one to do. I'm gonna have to think about that. I'll have to get back on that because I don't really know. Like, I want to do like a multi-step kind of shortcut, but I don't know what to make yet. Really, just waiting on Siri. Anyone download the beta? Yeah, a lot of people have downloaded the beta. Just like looking through the settings and stuff like that. I don't really see anything new in the camera settings. New shutdown screen. Yeah, there is. It's more like a liquid glass kind of update than like an actual like new screen. Yes, you can also create passes for like membership cards, um, and stuff like that as well. It looks like so the visual intelligence part of this though is unavailable right now because it's still we're on the wait list, but it looks like you can still create one manually, and there's like some templates you can use. So standard, membership, event. You can scan a QR code to add. You can name it, put like a date on there. That's pretty cool. You can add or remove different like fields. So if you don't need like a date or something like that, you can get rid of that. That's pretty cool. I don't have anything I can like really add to it right now, but I'll try to think of something. I'm not showing any of it because what am I not showing? I just showed the membership thing. I'm still waiting on Apple Intelligence, so I can't show the new Siri. I just showed the new shutdown screen. I already showed all the other stuff at the beginning with the liquid glass and everything, so you can scroll back and see that. I'm waiting to see if I get off the wait list anytime here soon so I can show Siri. But other than that, there's nothing really else to show yet because it's still in the wait list. It got removed, yeah, because you have to join the wait list for the new Siri again for Apple Intelligence. It'll just go back to like basic Siri. Let's see. I like how the name of it is literally just new Siri. Like that is like on that's what Apple has it called right now is new Siri. Only developers have access to the new AI features today. Well, I mean only developers have access uh to iOS 27 today, so yes. That's not like these features aren't coming to 26. I don't think changing your region gets you outside of the EU lock. I think it's based on there's other factors in there. I'm pretty sure I heard. Let me see if I can see. Most of my photos are like screenshots. So let me find. Tools, reframe, because I got this picture of my cat here. So we'll touch. So we can get like another angle here. You can see if you try to go up too much, it like cuts the back of them off. But here, that's the original right there. So let's say we wanted like a down low shot. We'll hit reframe. And it takes a second. You get a little progress bar on the bottom down there. Oh, there was an error. It didn't work. Let's try that. And error again. All right, well, that's off to a good start. Let's try to find something else. Everything else is like a screenshot. I have like no pictures. All right, so I have this one. This is like a pack. I took a picture of Amazon leaving this package in the rain. So if you go too far, you can see it'll start to distort things, like the railing right there. You can see it start to distort, or right here. So let's just try. I'm gonna try to reframe that, and we'll see if it replaces these pillars right here, or if it just gives us an error again. Yeah, so I don't know. Um, I'll try to do like a minimal edit. So far, I've tried two, and I've tried a few different angles and stuff like that, and all I've gotten is an error. So, the new Siri is out yet. There's just a wait list for it. Yep, error again. So yeah, so far none of the ones I've tried. Um, so here's this one, kind of same picture, but a little higher up. So we'll say we want to, well, say we just want to move over a little bit. Should try that. A lot of people are saying they got the new Siri update, so we'll try. I got uh I got a notification. It's ready. Okay, this just keeps giving me an error. So forget that. Um I got it on both phones, so we'll try. We're just gonna use the Air right now. Let me see if that gives us an app. Oh, well, okay. Ooh. So there's a new search now. Now when you pull down, it gives you like a search or ask. So it's not even just like from up here. Like for the dynamic island, it's anywhere. So you can like, if you hit search there, or if you pull down on the home screen to search, it's using the new Siri. And that also came with the it also came with the app. So the app does show up now that now that that's here. So you're finally here, new Siri.
Hello, how can I help?
What are you doing? Are you finally smarter? Are you finally smarter? No, I didn't even pronounce that right. Oh, Lord Jesus. I just got a new Ninja Slushy Twist, and I need something good to make in it.
The Ninja Slushy Twist is perfect for making two different flavors at once, or even combining them. Here are a few popular recipes to try in your.
Find me a good recipe to make a root beer float.
Here is a simple recipe to make a creamy root beer float slush directly in your Ninja Slushy machine. Ingredients: 4 cups, about two 16.9-ounce bottles of cold root beer, 1/2 cup half and half or heavy whipping cream, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. Instructions: 1. Pour the cold root beer into the Ninja Slushy vessel. 2. Add the half and vanilla extract. 3. Close the lid securely and power on the machine. 4. Press the slush button and let the machine.
Give me a recipe to make the root beer slush on one side of the slushy and then the ice cream on the other side since it has two sides.
It looks like you got cut off. What would you like to make on the other side of your Ninja Slushy Twist?
Give me a recipe for root beer slush on one side and milkshake on the other.
Here is a dual recipe perfect for your Ninja Slushy Twist. You can run both sides at the same time and swirl them together in your glass for the ultimate root.
Text this to my mom and ask what she thinks about it. Just gonna make sure the phone number's not in there.
Which app would you like to use, Telegram or Messages? Ready to send it?
All right, so just like they showed, I used the Siri AI to find the recipe, and then I could say, "Hey, text it to my mom. Here's a recipe for a root beer float slush using the Ninja Slushy Twist. Side one, root beer slush, tells you how to make that, and then side two, vanilla milkshake, 2 cups whole milk, blah blah." The only thing that's wrong about this is there's no settings on the slushy twist, so the AI kind of got that wrong, but it just came out, so we'll let that slide. And then it asked, "What do you think about this?" So, pretty cool.
Okay, I won't send it.
What's going to be the worst day weather-wise this week?
Depending on what you consider bad weather, Wednesday through Saturday, I'll feature a chance of scattered showers. If you are trying to avoid the rain, Wednesday has the highest chance of precipitation at 70%. If you dislike the heat, Friday is forecasted to be the hottest day with a high of 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
The only thing I don't like about this preview kind of thing here is you can't scroll down without that. With that, you have to um, where did the other? Okay, you have to like enlarge it into the Siri app to see the rest of it. So that's a little bit annoying, but um, I do like this app suggestion thing. Let's see, we're gonna go. Well, I just want to go to settings. I don't want to go to anything specific. Let's see settings. So it still just says Siri down here. It doesn't say Apple Intelligence anymore. We're gonna say just delete conversations after 30 days. So there's little settings for the Siri app. You still have your information here. Let's see. So it still has the regular voices here, And then I think if we turn on this, yeah, that's what they were talking about with the new expressive voices.
Hi, let's find the right voice.
Hi, let's find the right voice for you.
Hi, let's find the right voice for you. I'll practice some things I like to say while you listen. Let me try this one out. You have one new message. Here's another one. Your timer is set for 1 minute. Now for some directions. At the next stop sign, turn right. How about some facts? Otters have been known to hold hands while sleeping so they don't drift apart. I'll give a recipe a go. Add 1 tablespoon of
You
something
have to
and
wait for it to play
3 ounces
through
of
that.
something else. There's probably some sort of dicing involved, and then you add a pinch of another thing. Delicious. Let's go around again.
Yeah, right now it looks like there's only a male and a female voice. Um, and you also can't change these.
Hi, let's find.
So it looks like you can't change the sliders right now. I don't know if stuff is still downloading or if that's just not a thing yet. Um, so it says it's an early preview of it, so you can toggle that, and then you can get voice 1
Hi, let's find the right voice for you.
or voice 2, but um, you can't change the speed or the expressiveness right now. It looks like. I need a good recipe for the 4th of July for my Ninja Slushy Twist.
For a July recipe, a red, white, and blue slushy is a popular choice, especially for Independence
That sounds
Day.
terrible. That sounds like the first gen Siri on the iPhone 4S. That does not sound anything like that preview. Like, that does not sound like.
Hi, let's find the right
That does
voice
not
for
sound
you.
anything like that.
Hi, let's find the right.
Give me a recipe for a good 4th of July slushy in my Ninja Slushy Twist.
You can make a festive red, white, and blue slushy for the 4th of July in your Ninja Slushy Twist by blending separate layers of red, white, and blue ingredients.
Yes, the new Siri can do two tasks at once. I did that a second ago. I was able to get a recipe and then text it to somebody. Yeah, but if you have the new expressive voices on, those are not working yet. Those are absolutely terrible. Um,
The colors of the sky.
The colors of the sky.
The colors of the sky.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun as the
I'm just
stars.
gonna leave it on my like the default. It makes it sound terrible when you use it with the actual Siri. It does not sound like the preview that you get in settings at all. Like not even close. Let me try here. Let's try some other things. And it looks like you can. So when you pull down, it looks like you can open up your last request with that right here, and then you can expand it. And that I guess opens. Yeah, it opens the Siri app. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna ask. What did my mom tell me my sister's address was? This would be in like a really old message. I'm not going to show this obviously, but it's searching. Like I said, this would be a message from like a year ago. Actually, longer than that.
I couldn't find any messages or emails from your mom about your sister's address.
Why does the voice sound terrible all of a sudden?
The colors of the sky.
The colors of the sky fade.
The colors of the sky.
Unless you're using like the regular voice one, it sounds like crap. About a year and a half ago, my mom texted me my sister's address. What was it?
I couldn't find a text from your mom mentioning an address from around that time.
Okay, it might not be in my messages still. I don't know. My grandma texted me her address. What was it?
Which grandma are you referring to?
Grammy.
I couldn't find any text messages from Grammy mentioning an address.
I don't know, like ever since I tried to change the voice, it sounds bad now. It doesn't sound anything like,
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun.
it doesn't sound anything like it was supposed to. What's the weather?
It's currently cloudy and 76 degrees.
Okay, that's the only one that worked right. Voice one is the only one that doesn't suck. If you use any of the other voices, it does not sound anything like what it does in the preview. The alarms work fine. I've never had an issue with those. Yeah, so that didn't the more voices thing definitely needs to it's not really a thing yet. I mean, you can make it way less liquid glass if you use the slider, but it doesn't turn it off completely. I think these dark mode icons look a lot better. I don't know, something just feels different about them. Not too sure. Not too sure what. Let me see what Siri looks like on the Mac because it doesn't have a notch or an island. Does this Mac? Oh, the Mac does get the new search on the Neo. Okay, good. I think I need to put it in my taskbar. I noticed there's no option for like the expressive voices on the Mac yet. It's not what I want, and it gave me suggestions for Windows 11. Menu bar. There we go. Okay, so it just shows them like the middle of the screen. Go away. Yeah, I don't know. It's coming around. It's a lot better than it was. We finally got it. You know, we've been waiting like 2 years for it. So, um, I remember when they first were first announced that you could do that kind of stuff in here. So yeah. Whew. So yep, I'm gonna go ahead and probably end the live stream here. I'm going to make some videos of the new Siri and all that kind of stuff. That's like the main feature. So I want to kind of show that off in its own dedicated video. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps out. And please like this stream. Yeah, you can go back to like the accents and stuff. You can go back to those, but they sound really bad when you go to actually activate Siri. The only one that actually sounds like the preview is the first one I've seen. Um, I'm also gonna go update my watch and see what's new with that. And like I said, I'm gonna go play around with it, and I will have some videos coming out. So if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Greatly helps out. Please use my links if you're purchasing any products or anything like that. Again, it really helps support the channel. So thank you guys for watching today's streams. And like I said, dedicated videos will start rolling out here in the next few hours and tomorrow.